give Korea credit. Never mind. So,
Yeah,
all right, so we're not going to talk about the runes and stuff you would have to go down in order to make the lane actually like manageable and get Volibear in mid. So, the interesting thing is Summit had to choose a champion into either Wukong or Volibear, and he elected for Renekton, which against the Wukong, we'll see how this matchup ends up playing out. It's another champion that allows Orianna to be the sole magic damage, but Fiddlesticks is here, and this is going to be very interesting.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is going to be a strange situation. We did see farming Senna recently, because of course with her buff, she does get a few more orbs if you farm.
Yeah, the very scary thing here for SANDBOX is I don't think they have the damage to bring down Fiddle once he gets to 3 items.
They don't have burst damage, definitely.
Right, that's the problem. So if he gets some pretty long sucks off inside of a fight and heals constantly, it's just going to be so problematic for the SANDBOX team composition to really do something with. So a lot of pressure on the bot lane and mid lane to guarantee Olaf to add the heat and pressure, but he's against Volibear, who is of the same family tree and can basically do the same thing.
I do think that as far as the top duo is concerned, the early game should be 100% SANDBOX favored. So we'll see whether it is going to be possible for them to start a bit of a snowball here, or whether Lava will just reap all of the rewards on this Fiddlesticks, which I'm very excited about seeing. Our second Fiddlesticks for the LCK. Last time it was Canyon playing it in the jungle.
Goku.
Hey, it is. Well, it's actually the Monkey King.
Well, it's been a Cloud.
I mean, it is. Yeah. Didn't the Monkey King have one as well?
Was that actually from Dragon Ball?
No.
Oh.
Trying to remember. There was a movie I watched where Jet Li played the Monkey King. I can't remember what it was called, but I actually liked it.
Have you ever
like
tried
Forbidden Kingdom or something? Yeah. It was pretty lame, but I liked it a lot.
We have an invade attempt here by Hanwha Life, but not going to be able to find anything. And this is just going to mean that we're going to have pretty standard play all around. And there is Fiddlesticks. Aftershock. Demolish is a bit surprising, because it just feels like he's never going to proc it on turrets.
Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to get
So I feel like
there.
Font of Life with Fiddle's
Oh, if you go
fear.
for a gank, you should be able to guarantee a turret plate if you
I suppose. So,
and you do want to be roaming.
We'll also see how he manages to use his effigies. A little suck right there.
I
back to full.
I love so much that it's Surprise Party Fiddlesticks as well, because I feel like it does certainly, it reminds me a lot of the game that we had earlier in the day, which felt like a surprise party.
That is very unfun to play against, by the way. And yeah, Surprise Party.
It was unfun when it was just Drain, and it was single target. Now it's just awful.
Well, that's very unfortunate, as Fiddlesticks does grant a little bit of map hacks, basically, for his teammates. His words are so good. This is very obnoxious trying to play against. And eventually you will be able to fight back against him. Fate procs the bone plating. And I like how reserved he's being with his mana. Does end up actually coming out ahead in the CS department by 2.
Yep, Fate not doing too badly here whatsoever. Is Cad actually getting taken down very low from this blue buff? Not letting it reset, so Summit's not going to go too deep. Cad is going to be able to come in here, clear out the ward. He's OnFleek. He's down low as well, but he likes that. He's an Olaf.
And now Cad actually going to skip his Gromp. Even though he had a little bit of time, I think he thinks that Olaf recalled. Although, no. I think he... Oh, maybe he's anticipating that this was the pathing.
Oh, sneaky.
Oh, very sneaky. Very sneaky. Here we go.
Well,
Can Fiddlesticks get here, but OnFleek's getting very healthy off it.
Walked into the brush at the right time, but still has to flash immediately or put down. OnFleek will survive for the moment and takes the whole camp. And now looks like he's going to be able to transition bottom side.
Yeah,
Life don't want that.
And you can see that the priority granted by Gorilla and Root, they're able to run over there. So even though Lava and Cat are coming, we might have a party. And I'm not talking about Fiddlesticks, but no.
No, that wouldn't be
very unfortunate. And so it's hard for me to know without the camera having panned a little bit, maybe more to mid. Lava may be blundered here, potentially, not having his lane in the right spot in order to make this play happen. And so Cad, even though he found the flash on Olaf, still going to be a little bit behind now. Dudu is even with Summit up there in top lane.
And now Fate struggling just a little bit with that mana as Lehends going to get flayed. Piercing Darkness does some work as that's a great hook out of Gorilla. Snare comes through from Root as well, and so Lehends going to have to be a little bit more careful next time he decides to go in. This whole minion wave now going to be held on to by SANDBOX. And now they're looking to try and get Fate back so that he can get his mana. And wants this in a good position. Okay, OnFleek wants this to crash, and he will get his wish.
Well, at this point in the game, Hanwha Life, I think, are feeling pretty okay, though, all around. Wukong has a giant wave coming in, so we'll see what Dudu's CS is. Honestly, it gets really weird to keep saying his name.
I know, right?
Have I said this to you, or did I say it to Valdez? I'm very surprised he's allowed to have this ID.
Well, it's Dudu Dunga, so I guess you'd never really expect it to mean the other thing that Dudu could mean.
All right, well,
you know,
that's fine. It's just every time I say it, I think of fecal matter, and I don't think that's very.
Look, I mean that is that's part of the course, you know, when it comes to yeah, homonyms. Homonyms, right? Sound the same? Means something different. Yeah, there we go. Root's going to turn back up to this lane. He's got himself a pickaxe. See what that actually turns into is Cad. We're going to jump on over. First strike of the game is going to be the Mountain. Hasn't been looked at by anyone over the last minute, but it's been spawned. We'll see whether anyone is actually going to pay some attention, as Dudu is highest level in the game. Has hit level 6. I believe Summit's going to be very close to that one as well, as Lehends going to get shot by Root. And he has Gorilla coming in. Not going to be too worried about that. Fate almost broke that chain, and now Lava gets the Terrify off, and just all too easy.
Yeah, and Fiddlesticks going to right back up to full HP. So, very fun to play against. Actually, this is...
His sound effects so good,
yeah, the sound effects are very awesome. This is a really cool kind of champion because it's basically purely cerebral with its gameplay, and it plays its laning phase out as a war of attrition. It's attacking your economy, essentially, of your mana pool.
Oh no, Cad put out of position. OnFleek's going to turn up.
Oh, Fiddle!
And yep, Gorilla's going to come in. Flash play comes down as there is the Crowstorm. Immediate exhaust does come down as Lehends diving on top of the mid laner, and Fate will be taken down. It's 1-for-1 in the end as Summit actually lost a trade with Dudu, who just teleported in, actually. Now Hanwha Life looking for this red buff.
Now, Summit does have teleport available, but the damage is done. He misses an entire wave of EXP and CS, so...
Already behind in EXP, actually.
Look at what Dudu does. He says, I crashed your wave, and now you identify the top wave as wave 1. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4 can all go into Wukong. Now, we'll see if Summit insta-shoves it. It doesn't look like he is. It looks like he's pushing it slow, so just 3-4 waves that are going to be in Dudu's favor. Visible on the minimap. So it looked like Cad could not make up his mind with what he wanted to do here. Also didn't have level 6. I assume a kill would maybe grant it to him, given that Olaf is already level 6. So the XP would probably be close. Fate ends up dying as well. So it's a 1-for-1. This is going to benefit Hanwha Life more than it's going to benefit SANDBOX. And we take a look at this trade up here. Wukong says, I don't care about your Dominus.
Yeah. Maybe not as dominant as he would have liked. Also had the item advantage, and so with the application of the Executioner's Calling, it's going to make things difficult there for Summit, who's gone back and built himself as many tanky stats as possible. This is a game where you're not going to be as upset about the Ninja Tabi. He's mainly going to be fighting against Cad and Dudu at this stage of the lane, but 9 CS ahead is the Crocodile, but it's only going to be a little while before Dudu is going to catch all the way back up. Oh, nice work there from Fate. Stepping out of reap range quite nicely.
And it's just so hard to chew through.
Yeah, this just
the
feels
HP.
pretty awful.
Yeah. And then Lava can even go over to the Raptor camp and do it, but no, he's going to go over and get the blue buff first for himself. And so everything right now for Hanwha Life is going somewhat okay. SANDBOX did get the Mountain. They do have the Mountain Drake underneath their belt, and that is going to be quite nice. As Summit...
Yeah, going aggressive once again. Dices through as... Oh, that was so close. Dawning Shadow not quite going to register there. Summit holds onto his flash, though, as you can see, and over the wall goes the Olaf as Dudu was trying to back. He was outside of the brush. And, yeah, goodbye, Mr. Cad. That's a surprise Viking, not something you want to deal with. And the waves that you said were in favor certainly were in favor of Dudu, but not if he's not there to pick him up.
Dudu is in a... Well, Dudu's...
I mean...
He's neck deep right now is what he is.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Was it from Little Nicky, that movie? The rooms with the devil?
I haven't thought about... Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, there's a pineapple scene that I remember quite vividly.
Well,
that's a great movie.
Yes, it is.
Good times. Reminds me of my childhood.
And so now, this is very good for SANDBOX. Let's take a look at this. And it happens on the cannon capture by Dudu. And so it's just one of those things where he had to just resist and have control. And honestly, he was very nimble there, managing to dodge. Now, Cad did get the Gromp, and then Dudu outside of the brush did have to move back to recall.
야, 볼배공 뺄만한데?
How did they see?
I think their ward maybe just died.
Oh, okay.
내가 잡았어.
I got him.
플래시 아까운데?
Did Volley flash?
The volley ulted.
The Volley ulted.
Yeah, and then
Summit
OnFleek flashed.
Yeah, OnFleek
Summit
flashed, but then Summit flashed immediately
Yeah.
afterwards. And I think maybe OnFleek was asking why Summit had to flash.
Well, Summit almost has his Black Cleaver complete. I would be surprised if we see a Trinity Force, to be completely honest, out of Renekton. We have seen it. I can't remember from where we've seen it. I think it's LEC. Someone did build Trinity Force on Renekton.
I'm not a super fan of Trinity Force among champions that don't have mana. But it does happen quite often. Dudu looking to pick up this wave. We'll be able to grab it. Behind too much, but that lead for Summit has extended by quite a lot. Fate gonna get slowed and just bothered.
The really big problem with Fate here is he constantly has to basically keep asking Olaf to come mid, because there's no way for him to keep up with the mana of Fiddlesticks and the wave clear that Fiddlesticks offers and just the sustain, because there's no point in trying to poke him down. So, Fate, some people might be wondering, why did he go tier first? Now he's going to pick up the Lost Chapter. Well, you want to go tier as Orianna versus this Hanwha Life team composition, because it's all about wombo combo bursting you, and the active of Seraph's Embrace, and the value of the AP ratios on the E, super big for Orianna and her teammates in the later stages. So, the tier is there. Lost Chapter has come in, but definitely a bit of starving going on here. Fate is down a level, though I'm not sure how much. We'll see when he dings 10.
Yep.
And Lehends is, he's trying to hold the wave there.
Does manage to, as we see OnFleek making another visit towards the top side, but this wave not quite prepped yet.
Oh, no.
Oh, Dudu's going to face check. That is absolutely not what you want. Big shield comes in from the Dawning Shadow. But, yeah, the Cyclone's not going to do it. However, Dudu is going to be forced to miss yet another wave. Shelly's going to come down, and they're going to reap all of these rewards.
All right, and so Cad on the flip side, though, I mean, they're going to end up getting an Infernal Dragon. So getting Summit really far ahead is nice for SANDBOX as well as Olaf. Wukong is probably just going to transition into a Malphite, given that Wukong is a champion. It's sort of like Aurelia meets Malphite, which is, honestly, that's kind of a champion I would not like to see, but Wukong exists. Infernal Dragon was picked up. Now, unfortunately for them, Infernal isn't super big for this team comp. Wukong gets a little bit of damage, then he starts going tanky. Volibear only gets tank. Fiddlesticks, for the most part, only gets tank. Not a lot of amp there. Doesn't auto a whole bunch. Leona only tank, and Ezreal, he's sort of all over the place with his items. It's not like he's getting as much amp as he would like. And we'll also have to see if he goes Iceborne Gauntlet rather than Trinity Force, because then there's no AD amp going on, and Ocean Soul is the one of the game. That would be so gross, Fiddlesticks with Ocean.
Yeah, could you imagine that? Triple stack Ocean on Hanwha Life's comp right now? I kind of want to see it happen just for how filthy it is.
For science.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of need this. I don't know whether you call this laboratory conditions, but we'll see. Fate, a bit of damage here onto Lava, but OnFleek having a pretty decent time against Cad right now. There's the orb, as in goes Gorilla once again. Fantastic playback. This is some vintage Gorilla Thresh happening on the Rift today. Beautiful to see. So many Gorilla fans out there just smiling with nostalgic vision.
And Cad he's really falling off hard.
Yeah.
In this game, not doing a whole bunch. Lava finally getting chunked a little bit. And now they were looking for a three-pronged attack here onto the middle sticks. Not going to be able to find it, and it just really looks like Hanwha Life are falling apart.
This is a lot of confidence the SANDBOX are playing with, though. 3,000 gold is their lead.
Yeah.
3 minutes until that Ocean Drake, and they've broken the outer turret. That actually gives you so much extra power in controlling that river area with the amount of extra space that you have to work with. And Root and Gorilla have been absolutely fine here on the bottom side, playing once again this farming center that we've seen cropping up here and there. A lot of different options for center at the moment, as we have a look at what OnFleek was doing as he took down Cad.
Well, it seems like Cad does not really know where he wants to be right now. OnFleek has been on point with some of the locations that he has ended up so far in this game, escaping a very close call with death at his Raptors at level 3.
But then ultimately that, I think, had a lot of flow-on effect as to how the rest of this game went. The Olaf, as soon as you fall behind as the Olaf, we've seen how this works. It's just awful.
Yeah. As
the Olaf into the Volibear. You just can never fight as Lava. Ooh, barely. Not going to get hooked there by Gorilla. And Seraph's transformation already done here for Fate as well.
The effigy giving the... Honestly, it looks like Pennywise.
I know, it's terrifying.
Kind of. It's really cool. And it is the Sheen for Ezreal. He is really stunted, it feels like.
Yeah, I think it's the Executioner's.
The Executioners,
really into his item build there. Also going for the nerf combo.
They're looking for a cheese. Whenever you're having to look for a cheese at 15 minutes in the game, things are probably going really poorly for you. They're missing out on so many waves right now in mid. Dudu going to have to use his clone.
Yeah, we'll be able to get out with a Nimbus Strike. As teleport back to the mid lane is absolutely not what you want to see. As Shirley is put down. Okay, Lehends behind enemy lines just a little bit here. They'll find Cad. Viper's here as well. As Lehends is going to be the first cap off the rank. He's well and truly dead. Focusing the Leona, often a bad thing. This time, absolutely fine. As Lava gets himself a Terrify. Now, extra movement speed there, and Lava's going to get slowed. Oh dear. Dawning Shadow comes down. Shockwave. It's a bouncy castle. The drain is filthy. Yeah. Absolutely disgusting, but doesn't actually matter in the end. 4,000 gold, now the lead for SANDBOX, and this is a snowball if ever I've seen one.
Everything around Hanwha Life is just falling apart. If Fiddlesticks was where Ezreal was, this could have been a very interesting team fight, but Lava teleported into mid for no reason, really, whatsoever.
I think it was like a desperation play, you know? It's like, I don't really know what to do. I know that I need to try and get here to defend, and we can't lose this in a turret. In the end, they did end up losing the inner turret, and he lost his life anyway, so
well,
not what you want to see.
Frozen Heart is still a bit ways away for Lava. So 4,000 gold deficit. Ocean is live, and it's looking like SANDBOX are going to be the ones that can compile it.
Yeah, this Ocean should easily go over to OnFleek. very happy Olaf right now, very close to his Spirit Visage. Fate, not sure what he's actually building right here. He's got the pieces of quite a few different things. He'll jump on over. But SANDBOX don't really mind. And they can lose their outer turret top lane because they're trading for the bottom lane. And they were able to grab that dragon as well.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. The Demolish.
All right.
Bam. Hello. That's the rune.
Well, Summit has decided that he's going to fight for this. Gorilla was pretty close to the area. Root didn't have his ultimate, which is why I was a little bit worried.
Yep.
Might have been able to turn some of the tides, but you can see that Hanwha are not willing to take too many of these fights, as OnFleek's just going to move on over. Whether he can actually steal this one. Oh my god, he stole it with an axe. That was a fadeaway too. He just threw it out and ran away. Insult.
Well, this is, yeah. I mean, that's the cherry on top for sure.
Is.
As SANDBOX are very far ahead right now in this game.
Black Cleaver and Manamune done here for Root.
Yep.
30% CDR.
Glacial as well for the Senna. Not going to be the Grass and the Undying. Not the end of the world. The Black Cleaver with only the Renekton being the other source of... I mean, Olaf does a little bit, but realistically is dealing true. It strikes me as a little bit bizarre, but...
정레드 먹고 있다. 털었다. 털었다.
And OnFleek just feeling pretty good about getting that steal. Now, the thing about the Black Cleaver is if you run through all the champions on the side of Hanwha Life and you look at their armor values, and then you factor in how long it takes Senna to get to the 24 stacks, etc., lethality in more cases than not. Actually, maybe it's not the case. Ezreal 124. Oh, we went Iceborne. Okay. So not going to be the Trinity Force, interestingly enough.
So you're going to be stacking it up and getting a little bit more value each time rather than any sort of lethality option. I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah. Ends up being...
I find it really strange, by the way. This is probably a pretty good game for SANDBOX to head towards something like a Morellonomicon.
Oh, they need
Orianna.
it. Yeah.
But he's gone Spellbinder outright.
They need Grievous Wounds for the Fiddlesticks. And we'll see. Maybe Renekton ends up picking it up. I mean, you can even slap it on Olaf.
Yeah, you can slap it on Senna too. She's
anyone
with it.
Really, slap it on Thresh and just
yeah, may as well
have him auto someone. As here we go. This is going to be the Wukong jumping onto the Ragnarokable Olaf. Probably not the best idea.
Yep, a few abilities being thrown out left, right, and center as we've got some effigies just putting themselves into the party. But it's 6,000 gold the lead. SANDBOX are absolutely crushing this game.
Yeah. Hanwha Life look very lost. This is how they've looked the entire split.
Yeah, well, true.
Their top side is clueless on what they're trying to do and accomplish. And then everything looks like, well, can Viper really pop off and save them? And really, the answer is no. It's what it's.
He's got 100% of their kills, though.
Yes.
Kill participation through the roof. But it's not looking great. We actually, I mean, it goes back to his stats and the conversation that we had before this series start. And yes, his stats look great in comparison to, you know, the rest of his teammates. But unfortunately, there are so many teams with good AD carries that have good rest of the map as well that are also able to come together and facilitate the carry of their amazing AD carries. So it's really rough for Viper and Lehends. Cad and Dudu just don't seem to have meshed all that well.
And it seems really rough right now for Hanwha Life to even see anything that could maybe give them a glimmer of hope, because by the time Fiddlesticks completes the Frozen Heart and has it ready for a team fight, there's going to be a down period again, almost guaranteed. As, okay, Viper.
Avoidance there as Viper is going to get caught. Played back. There's the Crowstorm, though.
Oh!
And Gorilla is going to go golden. Summit finds the backline, and unfortunately, the Crowstorm just didn't do enough. And there goes the Volibear. Double kill for Summit. Lava might be the next one, as no, Summit's decided that he wants to get Viper all the way out of this fight. And it is, in fact, Fate that picks that one up. And now, looks like SANDBOX are going to head straight over to the Baron, take that one away, and possibly just walk up the mid lane and win the game.
Well, it's going to be the Baron going under their belt, and it's going to extend it here to an almost 10,000 gold advantage after all the dust settles. You can see they're going to allocate some of the members over to the right-hand side now. Probably want to prevent Ezreal from just trying to solo the Ocean Dragon.
Yeah, true.
And so they're just moving over that way to make something happen. And Viper, I mean, honestly, he's failed to kill this Raptor now twice in the same exact location.
50% of this game has been spent by Viper.
Right here, Viper goes over, gets tagged, and Lava is so late on the Crow Storm. I don't know what he was waiting for, maybe next year, maybe 200, as very late on the follow-up, Viper could not really do anything. Root and Gorilla able to get back into a defensive position. Lava falls shortly thereafter. Summit tried to get onto Viper, but not able to as he flashed away. That's going to be a soul point threatened as well by SANDBOX.
Might be just game point though before that, LS. I'm feeling like this one's all but over. SANDBOX just finding everything. I feel like it ticked over to a certain time. And then it was just done. As that's not a wolf camp anymore, that's a fiddle camp.
Yeah, an effigy camp.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, okay. I think he's actually trying to bait him into there with the control ward, and then to attack an effigy and then maybe get a fight?
Maybe. Why would they ever be there, I guess is the question.
It's the LCK out. What?
Well, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Sad, but good. Very correct, as SANDBOX will be able to take down this inhibitor turret on the bottom side. Solarflare not going to find anything, but they do find, a three-man shockwave from Lava to try and turn that one around, but Gorilla is going to fall. Root trying to get out of there, as this time Lava did a heck of a lot of work, and Viper's trying to chase them down. Root will find a few of these piercing darknesses, and yes, they do get the turret, but they lose out on the fight. Finally, Hanwha pull themselves together.
Yeah. And so Hanwha Life are still down 9,000 gold. This cannot be understated, and that was a very good team fight for them. But remember, Root is down Cleanse, he's down Flash, Gorilla down Flash Exhaust. These things are going to be present for the next fight. Did SANDBOX need to clump up like this? No, they did not. The Leona ultimate whips Zenith onto Thresh, and you can see the Fiddlesticks Crow Storm eventually joins the party, and this is a Venn diagram by Wukong and Fiddlesticks. Viper getting free deal? This is completely unnatural of a team fight. And SANDBOX will probably not let this happen again. I would be very impressed if Hanwha Life find a similar positioning and manage to capitalize on it once more. Because that fight, honestly, it looked like a fluke.
Did a little bit. It certainly did. Also, now we've got a Rabbidan's Death Cap completed for Fate. Root just completed his rapid fire cannon. There certainly were some money in the coffers for SANDBOX. So maybe not an opportune fight to take. Still no Morellonomicon. Still no Grievous Wound at all. This is so... I feel insulted.
Everything is very rough right now.
It's like this is the one game you're allowed to, you know? Still don't do it.
True.
Oh, just permanently triggered. As SANDBOX, they own the enemy jungle. Now they're just looking for the next objective. Ocean Soul available in 2 minutes. Baron available in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I'm worried about that, LS, because when the Baron and the Dragon are up at the same time, where do we go when we're the LCK? Straight to Baron.
Straight to Baron is exactly where we go.
That's what we do. Ocean Soul? Nah. Give me that Baron. What happened after the Baron? Lost the team fight. What's going to happen after Ocean Soul? Win the game.
Well, let's see what ends up happening in this fight. Unfortunately, it would be a very bizarre thing if Ocean Dragon is actually SANDBOX's demise here, because it forces them to all group up.
Yep.
And so Crow Storm can actually get a lot of value. But again, I mean, this Fiddlesticks is just so underfarmed and having such a hard time in this game. Does not actually have the Leandri's Torment available. Should have located that in the shop for 3,100, but he did not.
Yeah, as a Frozen Heart instead.
I even would have given him a discount if he just handed over that ring.
I mean, you do get a bit of a discount, about 160.
Yeah.
You hand it over. So I guess you're right. Not really going to help you, though. It's not much of a down payment.
Unfortunately, he's been losing to the little shopkeeper instead.
Oh, no.
So
Is that you?
no, I'm the large one.
Oh, you're large shopkeeper. Sorry, the same acronym.
Yeah.
I get confused. Summit over here looking for some Krugs. Got 38 seconds on the Ocean Drake. Oh, Fate. Man, I wouldn't have blamed him for pulling the trigger there, as Cad going to get taken down to half. This Volibear is absolutely useless. Based on the early game that he's had, just hasn't been able to find too much more. As now Root trying to get those heals back in again. Dudu does need to be respected. Cad's off to the side. Summit playing Gatekeeper. SANDBOX just clearing out vision where they can.
Oh,
Blair's going to
man.
tag Fate for the moment. Zenithplay gets Lehends in. Flash forward from Cad, who just dives on top, but he's so far forward, and Summit is buying so much time elsewhere. Hook goes in onto Dudu, but that's just the decoy. And yeah, the front line's dead. Looks like Hanwha are going to have to back away and give away Ocean Soul. I think I found Leroy again, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we went back.
Yeah, I think he rerolled as a druid.
He did.
Yeah, I think, I think he's in bear form.
Yeah, I think so too. He made a new account as well.
Oh, man.
Yikes. I'm glad that we had a carryover story from our previous series, but I also don't like that we had that carryover story from our previous series. Because that was very deep. That was a Jarvan I'm helping type moment. Unfortunately, he had a target in mind. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to get Fate out of the fight. And unfortunately, Summit was just much better at diving the backline than he was.
And that is another Baron. Ocean Soul Baron. Take a look at this one more time, because at least he's got chicken at the end of this one. Watch the Volibear.
Yeah, look.
What the hell is he doing?
That Orianna just stole all the honey. All of the honey.
I can't. I have no idea. I think Fate doesn't even know what was happening.
Oh my goodness. Fate does know what he's doing, okay? He's got an Oblivion Orb now. For 4th item for Alanomicon after the game's already over.
Oh, man.
Like it a lot.
I am so... you know, he's not using the police Volibear skin. He could have issued himself a DUI after that play.
Yep. Can I talk about something that's like obscure, but I really, really love it? Root went back and bought a Forbidden Idol just to get to 40% CDR. Just for like, that's the best stat he could buy at the time. Couldn't buy anything else. Genius. Love it. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Inhibitor going to go down on the bottom side of the map. Lava is still being a ward.
Well,
there's a depressing joke there.
It's totally fine.
No. It's not
fine.
happening. It's the effigy. I mean, he is scary. Not quite as scary as the last skin that we saw, not gonna lie.
I don't know why he keeps doing this, by the way. He stands in the same spot. Oh, yeah, he's learning. It's like Pennywise.
He's gonna get slowed down. Hook. Oh, Gorilla didn't think he'd be slowed by that much, by the looks of things. As SANDBOX, unable to take down the Fiddlesticks, but he has no flash, which is a pretty useful summon spell for good old Fiddle. Not one that he's going to be able to utilize here, so not going to be terrifying the targets that he really wants to, and getting that Crow Storm in exactly the right position. And they are just keeping tabs on it. We're going for our last-ditch effort for the fight. Flank comes in from Dudu. Nimbus flies all the way over. A lot of value there as the Crow Storm does come through as well. The Bear grabs the Senna in the backline, but Viper's already dead. Fate's still alive, by the way, guys. Summit hasn't been touched. Lava is well and truly dead. And this is going to be the end of the game. Congratulations, Hanwha. You managed to take down Root, but unfortunately not quite enough here in this one. And SANDBOX will gather their first 2-0 of the season. And Mr. 100% stays at exactly that. This is not the 2-0 that I was expecting for tonight, by the way, LS. I had a feeling that our first one was going to be that. Unfortunately, doesn't happen for DRX. However, this was amazing.